Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Okay, so I will start my presentation. My name is Yu Han, and thank you so much for joining our online training session today. And I'm very happy to have so many of you here with us. And today I will be sharing some useful features that will help make your inventory management more efficient. I will be also sharing some useful features to manage your stock. So before we dive in, I just want to remind everyone that this entire session is being recorded, and we will upload the recording to our YouTube channel afterward. So if you miss anything, or if you just want to revisit any part of the session, you can watch it again on our YouTube channel. And you can also find other helpful videos on our channel that go into more detail on various features of our system. So you can scan this QR code to subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch more tutorial and promotion videos. Okay, and before we begin, we would also appreciate if you could take a few minutes to fill out a quick survey, and because your feedback is very important to us and will help us improve our system and better meet your needs. And you can also find our customer service contact number here using WhatsApp. So here's the number if you have any question or if you want to consult more information about our one-on-one training or some specific features, you can contact via this number. Okay, and here is the plan for today. I will spend the first 5 minutes giving you a brief overview of the session and how it will go, and then we will dive into the inventory feature sharing, which will take around 30 to 40 minutes. And after that, we will have about 10-minute Q&A session where I will answer any questions you have. So if you have any question, you can just submit your questions in the chatting room, or you can contact our customer service number here on WhatsApp. So this one. Okay, so now let's get started with today's feature sharing. Today, I'm going to walk you through how to manage your inventory using BigSeller ERP and why this can significantly improve your daily operations. So we will break it down into three parts. So for the part one, I'm going to tell you why use BigSeller for inventory management. And for the second part, I will show you step by step how to use BigSeller to sync inventory, sync stock quantity across all your shops, including how to set up the merchant SKUs, how to do the mapping, how to turn on inventory features, and how to use push rules. And finally, I will be sharing some additional features related to our inventory module, like how can we manage SKU, how can we manage the stock, and how to manage warehouse in BigSeller. So now I will start from the first part. Why manage inventory? So if you are running multiple stores or if you are selling on different marketplace platforms like Shopee, Lazada, and TikTok, so keeping your inventory accurate can be, I think, honestly a real headache, right? Because you might run into some of these problems. So first of all, your inventory doesn't match across platforms, and your orders get canceled because you oversold, or sometimes you need to deal with return and refunds, but the after sales are sorry, your after sales, your return and refunds are very confusing to track because they're returning back to your warehouse. And also, you don't know which SKU is doing well because you need to prepare your own spreadsheets to calculate the profits, to calculate your invoicing record. So that is where BigSeller comes in because it can make your inventory management so much easier. And let me quickly walk you through a few key benefits of BigSeller system, BigSeller's inventory module. So first of all, for the real-time inventory updates, when you sell something, BigSeller updates your stock quantity right away across all your stores and all your platforms. So there is no need to manually adjust inventory one by one on Seller Center. And I think this is very useful if you sell the same item in different store. And also we have the stock allocate and deduct logic. When your new orders sync into our systems, BigSeller will allocate the stock quantity before. And when you ship your orders, BigSellers will just deduct the inventory quantity. And this logic can help you prevent overselling to some extent. And the next one is about it's about smart replenishment. That is when your stock quantity is running low, BigSeller can help calculate how much you need to purchase, so you don't get overstock or running out. So this is our purchase suggestion feature. You can set the purchase lead time, purchase frequency, and safety days at SKU level, and the system will calculate how much quantity you need to restock into the warehouse when the remaining stocks is low. And finally, it's about the report section. Once you created merchant SKUs and manage inventory in BigSeller, and BigSeller can give you easy access to these reports. So first of all, you will know which SKU are selling well and which ones are slow movers, and that is for the merchant SKU report. Here, you can see that we have the merchant SKU report, and you can find the house sales and sellable and new SKU data for the different warehouses. And second, you can also have a look at the SKU sales breakdown by the platform, and you can view the profit for each order. You can view the profit for your store, and even at merchant SKU level, because after you manage the stock cost in the system, okay, so you don't need to export data or make spreadsheets because the data is all there. So you can see that our report section, we have profit report. This is all platform general templates. You can compare the data across different marketplaces and different stores. And we also have the platform specific templates. You can easily see the order revenue and the cost of merchant SKU. And also, we have the invoicing reports. That is the inbound and outbound dashboard of your warehouse. Okay, and now in the second part, I will tell you how to sync inventory across stores. So what is inventory synchronization? You can take a look at the image here. So imagine you are selling the same product in 3 different stores, Shopee, TikTok, and Lazada. Now, let's say a customer buys one item from your Shopee store with BigSeller. Once that sale happens, the stock in all 3 stores will automatically reduced by one, not just in Shopee, but also in Lazada and TikTok. So it's real-time inventory synchronization for the same SKU. So you don't need to manually update the stock in each platform, and BigSeller can help you keep your inventory consistent. So that's what we call inventory synchronization. Okay, and before we go deeper, let me quickly explain two important terms, that is merchant SKU and store SKU. First of all, a store SKU, you can see that this is like a product code or name you can use inside a specific store or platform. So when you list the products, you can give an identifier for each variant in order to manage SKU information, right? And this is the store SKU, and which can be found on BigSeller's product module on the active page of the different platforms. And also for the SKU naming, I would suggest use the same store SKU for the identical product variant for easier management, because when you do the SKU mapping, if the identical variant use the same name, you can automatically generate merchant SKU and map to the store SKU with one click. Otherwise, you need to do it one by one. To make it more precise. So that's why I think it is better to set the store SKU for the same product across different platforms as the same. So in BigSeller, we can go to the product module and then go to the active page of the different marketplaces. Like now I'm on Shopee's active page. So I can search the SKU using fuzzy search here. And here are the products. They are actually the same ones. So I can use the bulk edit to regulate my SKU name before I do the inventory mapping. So on this page, here is the SKU column, and I can use the parent SKU to generate an identifier for the store SKU. So I can use the simple format. This is the parent SKU plus variation 1 plus variation 2. And after I click confirm, the SKU will follow this format. Okay, and after that, I can click update if the SKU name for the different variants are already filled in. Okay, so I will discard this. And now a merchant SKU, what is the merchant SKU? This is like a centralized product code you use in BigSeller's warehouse. If you want to use BigSeller to manage your inventory, you need to create merchant SKU on inventory module and map your merchant SKU with the store SKU. So you can see that this is the shirt, right? For the merchant SKU, I use this name, and then I need to map with the variant, the product variant. This is the store SKU on different platforms. So the merchant SKU is like the stock keeping unit in your warehouse, and it's also the one you create in BigSeller to manage inventory using ERP system. Okay, so after you create the merchant SKU, the merchant SKU will show up on the merchant SKU page. And this one is the merchant SKU name. All right, so how do you actually set this up? It just takes 3 steps. So let's go to the inventory module and merchant SKU page. On this page, we can create and add new merchant SKU here. Now, I will introduce different methods to set up merchant SKU and the mapping relations one by one. I will start from the first method, and this is the most traditional method. You can manually add merchant SKU on merchant SKU page. So the first step, we go to the merchant SKU page and add single SKU and filled in the information by ourselves. And then we need to enter a title as well. And for this one, the SKU is like a parent SKU name for you to manage the single merchant SKU. If you have, you can select your SPU, or you can also create new multiple variants on merchant SKU page. And you can select the category or GTN if you have. And the base unit, this is our new feature called multi-unit management. So if you turn on the multi-unit management, you can define the base unit. The base unit is the smallest unit for you to measure your inventory quantity. So usually it's pieces. And the reference price is like a fixed price for the price reference. So it's different from the stock cost because the stock cost is a fluctuating price with every stock in and stock out operation. But the reference price is a fixed price to help you manage the merchant SKU cost. So if you want to use the fixed reference price, you can input the reference price here. And the date of sale, you can select the dates or add merchant SKU notes here. So if you want to use the multi-unit setting, we need to add conversion units on this page. For example, we have case and box. We can add the conversion units and the conversion rules. And this one is the barcode. That is the same SKU, multiple barcodes. So you can scan the barcode of the conversion unit, and the system will automatically do the conversion when you purchase, receive the purchasing, or when you do the stocking to add the quantity. So for this one, we can use the auto-generated barcode, or if we have barcode of ourselves, we can also manually input the barcodes for the conversion units. So if you're interested in multi-unit management feature of BigSeller, you can also find our help article about multi-units. And this article will give you more detailed information about a step-by-step tutorial for this feature about how to enable and how to set up and how to use this feature when you do the warehouse operation. Okay, so I will go back to the merchant SKU creation step. And after that, if we already have the store SKU we would like to map to, we can select store SKU on this page and select the marketplace product variant and confirm. If we don't have the store SKU, at the moment, we can just left blank. And here is the weight information. We can input the weight and sizes for the SKU. And this is useful if you use our WMS module, our wave shipment module, because the wave can be generated according to the weight and sizes. And this feature will be available this week for the WMS. And finally, we can select the warehouse and initial stock quantity of this merchant SKU. If the SKU already exists in the warehouse, we can select the warehouse and the initial stock quantity and the cost. This one is the store cost, and it's a fluctuating cost. And this one is different from the reference price. And after that, we can save it. So now the merchant SKU has been successfully created. Okay. And once we have created the merchant SKU, we can then add mapping info here on this page, or we can also go to by merchant SKU page. And this page will display a list of merchant SKUs, all merchant SKU we created before, and we can choose the unmapped or mapped. On this page, we can also click this link to edit the mapping relations or to add and to bind it with the store SKU. So we can use this one to search the store SKU we want to connect to. Okay, so this is the first method, and now I will show you the second method. That is, you can also import to create merchant SKU and mapping relations using Excel. So we need to go back to the merchant SKU page. And on this page, we can click import and export and import to create merchant SKU. And here, what we need to do is download the template. Click this one and okay, and then we can find this is our template. Import to add merchant SKU. So we need to fill in the information, the SKU name, and the SKU title. These two fields are required. And for other information, you can feel free to input like the warehouse, the initial stock, and the cost or reference price. And also for the conversion units. Okay, and after these steps are finished, we can save the file and go back to this page and click here to upload the file to add the merchant SKU in BigSeller using the Excel. And for the second step, we need to add mapping relation as well. So we can then go to SKU mapping by product page. And on this page, it will display all of the store SKUs, all of the products we have published on our platform. So we can also filter the product status here, like live products, unlisted, delisted, and sold out, banned, and pending. And then we can import to edit mapping. So in this file, if the merchant SKU field is not empty, it means that a mapping relationship has been established before. And if this one is empty, it means no mapping has been established. So we can import to add merchant SKU and map this merchant SKU to the marketplace platform, to the platform product. So for the first step, we need to select the marketplace, select the store or select all stores, and we can filter the product status, and we can just choose no merchant SKU mapped and export the template. So after we export the template, we can see that the template looks like this. It will show the platform, the BigSeller's nickname, the product name, and the variation, and the name of your store SKU if you have regulated this one in Seller Center or in BigSeller. So what we need to do is add the merchant SKU here. For example, we have created this merchant SKU before, so we can add this merchant SKU by inputting here on this table, and then we can save the file and go back to BigSeller's page and click here to upload the spreadsheet, and then we can click save. So now the mapping relation has been established here, and it will be going to mapped. Okay. So this is the second method. Okay, and now I will show you the method 3. And this one, I think it is the quickest method for you to generate merchant SKU and also create the mapping relation as well, based on the store SKU. So if you use this method, here is a very important note that is before using this method to generate merchant SKUs, we should make sure all selected products have standardized store SKUs. That is the same SKU name for the same product across platforms. So we can go to SKU mapping by product page. And on this page, we can select and mapped first. And then we can choose the SKU we would like to generate. So we can search the store SKU here. And then we can box select these two store SKUs and click generate merchant SKU for selected. Okay, and we can see that if this option is checked, if merchant SKU already exists, the system will automatically create mapping with store SKU and not generate stock in. So we can check this option if we use the same name for the identical products on different stores. So the merchant SKU will be generated only once and mapped to the store SKUs with the same name. And then we can click confirm. Now the system will show it's successfully mapped, and we can check the mapping relations. So the system will generate the merchant SKU with the same name as the store SKU. So you can just check this SKU. Okay. And we can also go to by merchant SKU page to check the mapped store SKU, this two for this merchant SKU. Okay. So in summary, if you use this method, the system will create merchant SKU based on the store SKU. If a store SKU matches an existing merchant SKU, a mapping is created. If not, a new merchant SKU is generated and mapped to the store SKU. Okay. So with the method 3, you can generate merchant SKU and also map the store SKU with the merchant SKU with one click just on SKU mapping by product page, this page. So that's why I mentioned this one is very important. We need to regulate our store SKUs if we hope to map the hope to create the mapping relation very quickly. The same SKU name for the same product across platforms. And also here are some important notes that we need to pay attention to. For the first one, after you complete SKU mapping, if you change the store SKU name, the existing mapping will be automatically disconnected. So this means the system will no longer know which merchant SKU the store SKU corresponds to. So to fix this, we need to make sure to remap the merchant SKU on SKU mapping by product page. So in short, we need always update the mapping after renaming a store SKU to keep inventory and platform data accurate. Okay, so now after we have set up the SKU mapping, the next step we need to do is add push rules. Because you will create a push rule so BigSeller know where to push stock. After you set up the push rules, the system will push the real-time warehouse inventory quantity to the online store product. So first of all, we need to go to our system, the push rules page. So we need to go to inventory and go to the push rules page. And for the second step, we can click here to add push rules. And normally we just select one store, one warehouse. So if you have multiple warehouses on platforms like Shopee or TikTok, we can choose this mode. But for most of the sellers, we choose one store, one warehouse. Okay, and we need to give a rule name and select the store. You can select all stores or select some store. And after that, we need to select merchant SKU. So we can click here to bulk add the merchant SKU to the push rule. And we can also choose the supply warehouse. So it depends on the shipping warehouse of this merchant SKUs we just selected. And the next one, we need to specify the push quantity, like 100% or 90%. If you like to add a buffer of the push quantity, you can set it as 90%. And also, there is a setting called about to be sold out. That is, we can convert to sold out in our push routes. For example, when the available stock quantity drops below a certain number, just push zero stock to your stores. Actually, this one is very recommended to better avoid overselling because even though BigSeller pushes inventory in real time, and sometimes we may have some API delays or instability, or you may receive multiple orders at the same time across different platforms. And for some clients, they have a lot of combination SKUs, and they can also choose this one to convert to sold out when the availability is low. So in those cases, your stock might still look available on other stores for a few seconds, but overselling still happens. So that's why I recommend set convert to sold out. Yes, because I think every ERP cannot guarantee to completely avoid overselling. So sometimes we need to add a buffer for the merchant SKU. We are very worried about this kind of overselling situation. Okay, and after all information has been filled, we can save the push records and we can just save it, not push, or save and push immediately. So if we choose this option, this one will be disabled by default. So we can turn on the status and click here to trigger the push rule. So if we click this button, the system will immediately trigger an inventory push and push the real-time warehouse inventory quantity to our online stores based on the SKU mapping. So I will click this one. Okay. But actually, after creating the push rule, it is recommended not to enable this enable button immediately. This button because we need to check and verify the inventory through through stock count. Because we need to make sure the stock quantity on the inventory list is accurate, right? Before pushing to the store. So we can use the stock count to verify the stock quantity. We can add task on the PC version, and this one is also available in BigSeller app. So if you have PDA device, you can also do the stock count on your PDA. Okay. And finally, after we set up the push rules, we need to enable the inventory feature button. So we can go to sighting and inventory sighting page. To turn on the inventory features. So if you turn on inventory features, the BigSeller will deduct the stock quantity when the orders are shipped. So, and the stock will be automatically allocated on the new orders page and reduce when you click the ship button on in process orders page, or after you use scan to ship the orders. And the stock will be reduced only if the order is packed in BigSeller. So after enabling the inventory feature, order processing and inventory adjustments must be done in BigSeller. Otherwise, it may lead to inventory discrepancies because if the orders are not packed and processed in BigSeller, it will not deduct quantity in our system. So we need to adjust the inventory quantity using manual stock count. It's very troublesome, so I think it's better to process your orders and adjust your inventory quantity directly in BigSeller. And for the inventory features, I will recommend you choose the first option, allocate stock after placing orders. Because for the second one, that is to allocate stock after the orders are paid. So sometimes for the unpaid orders, for the orders that are not confirmed, the system won't allocate stock quantity, and it may lead to overselling if you go for the second option. And also, after you enable the inventory features, you can find some key changes on our order module. Sorry. Sorry. Close. Mm. So there will be an out of stock list. This one, because the system, once your order sync into BigSeller system, the BigSeller will verify if the stock quantity in your warehouse is sufficient for fulfilling the new orders. If the stock quantity is not sufficient, the orders will go to out of stock list. And if you if you haven't finished SKU mapping, those orders will also go to the out of stock list. So you can map merchant SKU, add inventory mapping on this page. By selecting the merchant SKU you like to map to this merchant SKU. And you can also modify the to allocate and deduct quantity. If you don't want BigSeller to allocate and deduct your stock quantity, you can also modify this one. For example, if the original quantity is 2, you can add it to allocate and deduct quantity as 1. So the system will only deduct 1 quantity to your orders. And sometimes there will be this kind of error, this SKU is not in the warehouse. It means the shipping warehouse is not correct. So we need to select the shipping warehouse which contains this merchant SKU. Okay, and if you have multiple warehouses, I think I would recommend you set the allocation rule. So you can set up the condition and perform action. So BigSeller can automatically assign the shipping warehouse to your orders based on the conditions you set here. For example, we can designate by store or designate merchant SKU here and select the shipping warehouse for this merchant SKU from this store. And we can also choose designated by shipping methods. It just depends on your requirement. You can set the conditions and assign the correct shipping warehouse for the SKU in the order. Now, let's take a look at the push records. This is where you can check the history of inventory pushes for your store SKU. So we need to go to the inventory module, push inventory, and find the push records here on this page. And this is where you can check the latest push records for each store SKU. So we can see that the latest 30 push records will be kept for each store SKU. Like this one, we can view the reason here. This one is stock count and the manual stock count. And we can also check the details by clicking here. So this page will display the historical push records for this SKU. And we can also check the failed push. Sometimes if your product information has something wrong on Seller Center, the platform will forbid you to push the stock quantity. So you can check the reasons here, or you can filter by the fail reasons. So you can solve this problem and bulk retry to push again after you solve this problem. So if the error message is something like this, cannot find the product or variation info, please sync all platforms on the platform module. It means that you have modified the SKU name, the SKU information on Seller Center, and now BigSeller cannot find the mapped store SKU in the system. So we can just go to the inventory module SKU mapping by product page and click here to sync product first and then remap the SKU, reestablish the mapping relation. Here, the reason part shows what triggered the inventory push. Actually, there are 17 possible reasons, such as new order sync into the system, stock in, stock out, mapping changes, menu push, stock count. So every time when the available stock quantity changes, the system will trigger the inventory push. But we can see that the push and the inventory push is not always real time. For the merchant SKU with 500 plus available inventory, increasing inventory will be pushed in real time, while reducing inventory will be pushed every 8 hours. So we should remember this, it's not always real time. But when your stock quantity is below 500 real-time push will be made when every time when the available stock changes. So if we want to push our stock in real time, we can just push the rules here, or we can push manually by selecting a specific merchant SKU we want to push the stock quantity to the store. Okay, so this is about the inventory synchronization section, and now I will talk about the combination SKU mapping. For combination SKU, those combination SKUs can also be mapped, just like single SKUs. So when you create a mapping for a combination SKU, the system will automatically deduct the inventory quantity based on the mapping rules. That means when a combination SKU is sold, the system will reduce the stock of its sub SKU accordingly, and also push and updated the stock and push the updated stock quantity based on the sub SKUs to the platforms. So here is the notes. The stock quantity of a combination SKU depends on the stock of its individual sub SKUs. Okay, now I would like to show you how to create combination SKU and how to map for the combination SKU. We can go to merchant SKU page. On this page, we can click here to add combination SKU. But before we create combination SKU, we should ensure all included single merchant SKUs already exist in BigSeller. So we need to add any missing individual SKUs first. So now I'm trying to add a combination SKU and select the merchant SKU within the combo. So when we select that merchant SKU, we can also see the available quantity for each single SKU. And quantity. And for the weight information. And for the combination SKU, we need to maintain the reference price for both sub SKU within the combo and the combination SKU itself. Sorry, this one's. Okay, and for the next method, we can also go to SKU mapping by product page to generate a combination SKU based on the store SKU. For example, this one is the combination, the bundle product, the combination store SKU, and we can generate combination SKU by clicking here, map merchant SKU, quickly mapping merchant SKU. And we can choose this one and generate combination SKU and select merchant SKU. This one. And input the quantity and the warehouse for this combination SKU. Okay. So after that, the combination SKU has been successfully created and mapped to the store product, the product SKU. So there are two methods. And in the next part, the next feature I would like to introduce is how to reserve stock for promotion, which is a feature in BigSeller that applies to Shopee, Lazada, and TikTok. When a product joins a platform promotion, the platform will lock your inventory, which means during the promotional period, you're not able to reduce your stock quantity of the product that has joined the promotion. So that's why we have the feature and make you reserve stock for it. And reserve stock is used only for promotion orders and will be released automatically to your available stock after the promotion ends. So it's only used for promotion orders. And this can help you control inventory and prevent overselling, like preventing non-promotion orders from using the promotion stock. And we can see that the supported platforms were Shopee, Lazada, and TikTok. But for Shopee, we can the promotion info such as the flash sale and campaign details can be auto sync into BigSeller. So there is no need to reserve stock for promotions manually. And all you have to do is turn on the auto reserve promotion inventory button on BigSeller's inventory setting page. So I will show you where is the entrance. We need to go to siting and find the inventory siting. Right here. So we can turn on this button to auto sync flash sale and campaign from Shopee. And we can also turn on this one to auto reserve promotion inventory, and the system will automatically reserve stocks for the related promotions. Okay. And then we can go to the inventory module reserve inventory page. And this is for Shopee. And for the upcoming promotion, we can go to the editing page if we would like to edit the reserve stock for the promotion. We can also adjust the end time and start time for the reserving period. And if we want to release the reserve stock, we can also release reserve stock with one click using the bulk actions. Yeah, this is for Shopee, and however, for Lazada and TikTok, the promotion information is not auto sync, so we need to manually reserve the promotion stock in BigSeller and enter the related details. So we can see that if we choose Lazada, here is no auto sync promotion and auto reserve button here. So we need to create a promotion by manually allocating the stock for the promotion. Just follow the information required. Okay, and also what I would like to mention is that in BigSeller, inventory is divided into several parts where you can find your on your inventory list page. So first of all, we have the on-hand quantity. This refers to the total stock in the warehouse, and the allocated means the stock quantity already assigned to the unshipped orders on new orders page and in-process orders page. And available quantity means the stock can be allocated to new orders. And finally, the promotion reserved means the stock held for ongoing promotions that will be released to the available stock quantity after the promotion ends. So the on-hand quantity equals allocated plus available plus promotion reserved. And the quantity that will be pushed to your store equals the promotion reserved plus available stock quantity, which you can see on the inventory on the push rule page. The total stock quantity that will be pushed will use this calculation. The promotion reserve for this store and plus the available stock quantity. Okay, and finally, let me show you some handy features related to BigSeller's warehouse management. That is how to create warehouse in BigSeller, how to create an area in BigSeller, and how to create shelf. And meanwhile, I will also introduce some functions and available actions on the inventory list page, because the inventory list is like a centralized page. You can manage the details about your stock and your merchant SKU. Okay, so now let's start by creating warehouse in BigSeller. We can go to the inventory module and go to the warehouses list. And on this page, we can add new warehouse. We can add own warehouse or third-party warehouse, but I think for the local clients, we would use own warehouse. And after we create the warehouse, we can go on to edit the pickup address for Shopee. And this one is very important because this address will be displayed on the shipping label for Shopee on the airway bill. So if you have the pickup address for a specific warehouse, you can select the pickup address here. The system will automatically use this address as the priority when obtaining the address, when displaying the address on your airway bills. And on the warehouse pages, we can also find the SKU total, and we can enable these features. So the first one is in-store inventory management. If you would like to use your PDA device, your mobile device to do the move operation, restock operation, or on shelf and off shelf, we need to enable this in-store inventory feature. So if you're interested in in-store inventory management, you can click here to contact our customer service, and we will help you enable this function to help you streamline your PDA operation. And the next one is pick and store zoning. This feature means your warehouse will be divided into the picking shelves and the storage shelves. So this can comprise the picking size. So it can also speed up your picking efficiency because with smaller picking area. And also after enabling pick and store zoning, your storage area supports one SKU multiple shelves. So you can have multiple storing locations for the same merchant SKU. So if you are interested in this feature, you can also contact us to help you enable pick and store zoning for your warehouse. Okay. And finally, we can set the default shipping warehouse or default returning warehouse. So if we set this, this warehouse will be the default warehouse for your orders. So once your orders go to BigSeller, the shipping warehouse will be this one. And You can also set the default returning warehouse. So after you do the stocking return on order module, this one, so the selected warehouse will be the default returning warehouse. Okay, and the next one is about warehouse area. As you can see in this image, the warehouse contains multiple areas, and in each area there will be multiple shelf locations. So if your warehouse is divided by different areas according to your SKU category, according to your floors, and you can also set up the areas in BigSeller on this page. I would like to mention that the main purpose of the warehouse area is to make management and picking more efficient. For example, if you already use the with shipment on our WMS module, the orders can be grouped based on the warehouse area, which means that all orders from the same area can be picked together, or the picking task can be assigned by area to the different staff. So one staff can only work in one specific area without going running to other areas to pick the items. So this is available on our with shipment feature. We can filter the with according to the areas and generate with according to the area. So even though the areas are not mandatory, I think they play an important role when you start using advanced features like with picking or batch order processing. So on this page, we can create area. We can choose support picking or not if the warehouse has enabled pick and store zoning, one SKU, multiple shelves. So now I select the normal shelf, one SKU, one shelf. This is a normal shelf. So every shelf locations will be the picking shelves. So this button is grayed out. We can only choose yes. Now the area has been successfully created, and we can find whether to pick yes or no. And this one will be definitely yes, because this warehouse is the normal one without pick and store zoning enabled. Okay, now let's move on to the shelves. Within each area, you can create your shelf locations. These are the smallest storage location that help you locate products quickly. And each shelf can be named according to your warehouse layout. On this page, you can add shelves, a single shelf, or add shelves in bulk. So we can select the area we would like to put this shelf. So for example, for the shelf naming, we can name according to the warehouse layout. For example, the A0101 meaning area A, shelf 1 and row 1, something like this. We can also select this in bulk. Okay, and click confirm. Sorry. Okay, and when you record or adjust inventory, you can assign SKU to the specific shelves using manual stocking or use the move feature. I will talk about this later. So when you're doing the picking or stock taking, the staff can go directly to the right location without searching around. And I think this is very useful for larger warehouses or when you have many similar looking items stored together. So shelves are very important for the warehouse. And you can also find the status of the different shelf, whether it's stored or empty or the clearable. For the clearable, which means some SKU has zero stock, so you can bulk clear the SKU from the shelf if the SKU has no stock. Okay. And next one, I will show you how to use inventory list. So let's look at this page inventory list. And this is where you can view and manage all your stock details. And this inventory list will show each merchant SKU's on-hand quantity. So we can find here the on-hand quantity, on the way, promotion reserved, order allocated, and the whole warehouse available quantity of your merchant SKU. And on this page, inventory list, you can perform some key actions like you can click here to adjust the available stock quantity for your warehouse. You can also click here to see the order allocated. You find the order number which has allocated stock. Or you can modify the stock quantity for the single SKU. And finally, you can use the bulk action to set shelf. So if the merchant SKU has no shelf, you can see that the original shelf is the default shelf. We can select a new shelf for the merchant SKU. And here is the new feature, the bulk edit. We can use the bulk edit to quickly set the shelf location for the SKUs which we would like to place on the same location. So after we click confirm, the shelf location for those SKU will be this one. And click confirm. Okay, sorry. This SKU is in counting. And we can also set stock alerts. And once we set the stock alerts, we can filter the stock status as low stock alert, no stock, or greater than or equal to the stock alerts. And we can also print the label of your SKU here. We can set the template for the merchant SKU label if we would like to use PDA to scan the barcode or QR code to complete some warehouse tasks, like do the moving task, do the stock counting, or manual stock in or stock out the item. We can print this out. So this one will be the barcode. You can use the scanner to scan this. Okay. And on this page, we can also add the merchant SKU onto other warehouses. So what we need to do is click select merchant SKU and select other warehouses we would like to add. So after we click confirm, this SKU will be added onto the other warehouse and will appear under other warehouses. And finally, our inventory list will is a multi-dimensional table, and you can click here and select the fields you want to display on this page. You can adjust the order, or you can pin this on the right. So after you confirm it, you can also find the information you are looking for on this page. And you can also display inventory quantity by the conversion units. So if you choose this option, this will display the conversion units like 500 pieces equals to how many boxes, how many cartons. So this one will be the conversion units. Okay. And finally, before we wrap up, the last thing I would like to discuss with you is about some available actions you can take to manage your stock in BigSeller, like how to increase stock quantity and how to decrease stock quantity. So first of all, if we want to add or decrease stock quantity, we can use the manual stock in or manual stock out functions. It's available on both PC version and our app versions. So if you use the app version, you can scan the SKU label to increase or decrease the stock quantity. And for the second one, if you would like to move your merchant SKU from shelf A to shelf B, you can use the move feature to do the move task. And the next one is stock count. You can verify your stock quantity. So the count results might be increase, might be an increase or might be an inventory loss. And the next one, if you have multiple warehouses, or sometime if you have a specific returned warehouse, you can use the transfer feature to transfer the stock and to transfer the merchant SKU and the stock quantity from warehouse A to warehouse B. And finally, we have the purchase feature. You can create purchase order in BigSeller. So first of all, here's a purchase suggestion. You can set the restock strategy for the different SKU on this page. And you can also please purchase orders in our system on the draft page. You can click here to add your purchase orders and submit your purchase orders. And When you create the purchase order, you can also record the supplier information, the estimated arrival time in order to monitor the purchase data in real time. Okay. So I think that's all for today's presentation. Mano, if you have any questions, if you have any doubts, or if you would like to have more clarification on any of the features we discussed, just feel free to ask. Okay, and is there a mm, I think my colleague Vicky will answer your question. Yes, no problem. You can contact this number if you have any questions. We have customer service group, and you can also send us private message. Okay, thank you again for your time. If you have any further questions or feedback, just feel free to reach out to our customer service team. Um, yes, I have provided the contact in the chatting room, so you can find the numbers here. Okay, and have a nice day. We look forward to seeing you at our next session. Thank you.